The world of MLMs just keeps getting crazier. I feel that 2024 brought us a lot of successes in our journey to becoming an MLM-free society one day, hopefully. Many MLMs have shut down or they're getting rid of their MLM model and they're just gonna sell retail. And I even saw just last week that the jewelry MLM company Paparazzi is no longer allowed to operate in my home state of Washington. In a statement released by the Attorney General's office, they explicitly call Paparazzi a pyramid scheme and they are requiring that Paparazzi pays $1.9 million and reforms its business model if they want to resume operations in Washington state in the future. And Attorney General Nick Brown is going to be sending over 7,000 paparazzi reps that live in Washington state a check in the mail for an average of $180 each, which is likely nowhere near the amount that these paparazzi reps lost to this company, but it's something. We'll take what we can get at this point. As with many progressive movements, you often take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a pretty big step back for the anti-MLM movement. And I'm hoping that by bringing this to light, putting this video out there, we can spread the word about what's going on so people can educate themselves and ideally protect themselves from it. And that is, as of March 1st, 2025, the MLM company Monat has become the first multi-level marketing company to be allowed to be sold through TikTok Shop. And my first thought after seeing this news was kind of like, what's the big deal? Like, this probably isn't going to be that big of a situation. But after seeing how this is already playing out on TikTok, I'm like, oh, this could actually be a really bad thing. So that's kind of what I wanted to showcase and talk about today. I'm going to show you some of the concerning things I've been seeing and we'll have a little chat about the implications. But first, a moment for today's sponsor, Good Chop. You know me, I love Good Chop. I think I've been working with them for over a year at this point. And what I love the most is that they offer fully customizable boxes of high quality proteins delivered to your door on your schedule. Everything arrives to you vacuum sealed and flash frozen at peak freshness, and you just toss them right in the freezer and you can cook them when you want to. In my box this week, I got thick cut bacon, wild caught salmon and shrimp, ribeye steaks, ground beef, and chicken breasts. But again, this is a fully customizable box, so you get to choose from over 80 different cuts and select what you and your family will enjoy. I ended up using the ground beef to make these little cheeseburger burritos. You take the beef, cheddar, and pickles, you wrap it in a tortilla, air fry it for a couple minutes so it gets crispy, and then you dip it in a burger sauce. And I know it sounds weird, but you have to trust me on this one. They're really, really good and toddler approved. And later in the week, I marinated some Good Chop chicken to go in this Italian pasta salad situation for a really easy lunch meal prep that I ate over several days. The best thing about Good Chop for me is the convenience factor. My freezer is always stocked with high quality meats and I can plan meals around that. Oh, we've already got steak in the freezer? Great, steak night it is. We've got chicken? Awesome, let's think of some chicken recipes. With Good Chop, the proteins are always taken care of and I can check that off my list. And unlike many other companies, Good Chop sources its meat and seafood exclusively from American farms and fisheries. So by choosing Good Chop, you're supporting local family farms and independent ranchers right here in the US. To experience the quality for yourself, you can go to goodchop.com/YouTube and use my code HannahAlonzo130, or you can click the link in the description box below. And this is going to give you $130 off across your first 4 boxes. Again, that's code HannahAlonzo130 at goodchop.com/YouTube for $130 off across your first 4 boxes. Thanks Good Chop for sponsoring today's video. Let's start here with Monat's official announcement of this news. It's a video of a bunch of black and white B-roll shots of downtown New York City, and it's kind of a random theming choice that doesn't have pretty much anything to do with the fact that they're going to launch on TikTok Shop, other than I feel like they're trying to come across as looking upscale and elite, and look how cool and official we are that we get to sell Monat products through the TikTok Shop. And the caption says, Monat and TikTok Shop is live. Let's make history. Monat is officially on TikTok Shop for market partners to sell, and this changes everything. More exposure, more reach, more sales, live selling, shoppable videos, and a whole new audience. Another tool to grow your Monat business, earn 30% retail commissions. And interestingly, there is an asterisk at the bottom of this caption that specifies only US-based market partners can sell on TikTok Shop at this time. And if you're not familiar, the term market partners just means the people who have signed up for the Monat business opportunity. That's what they call them. Some companies call them consultants or wellness advocates or representatives or whatever. In Monat, they're called market partners. And they're making sure to say here that only market partners that live in the US are able to use TikTok Shop to sell Monat products, which I took note of because we all know the drama surrounding the future of TikTok in the United States. It was supposed to be banned on January 19th, but to nobody's surprise, quite honestly, the ban was delayed. There was a 75-day executive order delaying the ban until April 5th. What's going to happen past that? Nobody really knows. We're all kind of just waiting to see, which makes the timing really interesting that Monat is announcing US-based market partners can start selling through TikTok Shop on March 1st when TikTok might not even be around in the US only a month later. What good is it to make this kind of business move if it's only gonna last a month? They're really banking on the fact that TikTok is gonna be saved and that it's not gonna be banned and this is gonna be a more extended kind of opportunity, but none of this might matter here in a few weeks, okay? Time is gonna tell. But of course, critical thinking can be hard to come by in MLM, so these Monat girlies right now, they're not really thinking about how weird or inconvenient this timing is. They don't appear concerned on the outside, at least. They're just chugging along as if this TikTok ban thing is irrelevant, which it might be, and they're taking to their social media accounts to scream at the top of their lungs how excited they are for this opportunity and how great this is going to be for their business and how they're going to make so much extra money because they're being allowed to be sold through TikTok Shop. Here's an example of that. This is the kind of thing I'm seeing from Monat reps on social media in the wake of this news.
My gosh, today is the day you could finally get your hands on Monat products on TikTok Shop, you guys. This is huge, huge, huge. Okay, I want you to just look. Look at my personal transformation. Are you kidding me? You guys need these products right now. They are made in the USA, but they meet the European standards, which is huge because if you know anything about ingredients, you know that Europe does not mess around with ingredients. So that is huge. These products have 40% less water. They're gonna last you so much longer. You are gonna get the most salon vibe wash of your entire life. You are literally going to be obsessed. So if you have not tried Monat, you need to right now.
Usually I blur the faces of people in MLMs that I feature on my channel because I do believe they are victims of this predatory scheme, saying and doing things that they wouldn't otherwise do if they weren't under the influence of these harmful companies. So I usually protect their privacy out of respect. But in this case, if I were to blur the head area of that clip, that means that you can't see her hair. And I wanted you to be able to see her hair considering that she is pitching you hair care. And she's showing off her own results in the hopes that she can convince you to buy it through the TikTok Shop. And I don't know how to say this nicely, so please forgive my petty bluntness. The way that her hair looks in this video does not particularly convince me that Monat works very well. Nothing about this makes me want to drop hundreds of dollars on shampoo and hair treatments and scalp treatments. This is a person who has been in Monat for over 7 years now. She's near the top of the pyramid. She's been using Monat hair care since 2017. And she's saying, look at my personal transformation, which is really concerning to me from a customer perspective because if that's the transformation I'm gonna get, I don't want it. And there's no way to be nice about that, so I'm sorry. I try to refrain from commenting on people's personal appearances in my videos, but the product she is shilling has to do with appearances. And in my opinion, this video is not a very convincing sales pitch. It doesn't make me want to go buy this from her through TikTok Shop. But product performance aside, this is the kind of video that we're already seeing from Monat reps. Being over the top excited, they can't believe that Monat is the first MLM allowed on TikTok Shop, and this is gonna skyrocket their sales. Here's another example of that. This was posted to Instagram stories.
History was just made, you guys. We are the first ever direct sales company to be able to be approved to sell on TikTok Shop. Do you understand how incredibly big this is? Monat has always been ahead of the trends. I don't know how they do it. There's some futuristic stuff going on that I don't know about because every single time they drop a new line, a new product, whatever it is, I see it trending months later. I'm like, what? Like, first of all, we revolutionized the hair care industry when we focused in on scalp care health. No other brand has done that, okay? Especially in the direct sales industry.
That is false. The facts are that Monat launched their scalp care line on September 8th, 2023. Scalp care products have been around long before that. Monat was not the first brand to revolutionize scalp care, as she said. For example, I literally Googled first brand to focus on scalp care, and the very first result that popped up was this brand called Acton-Acre, which is, quote, the world's first cold processed hair wellness brand that focuses on your scalp. And right below that was a result for an article on Forbes titled Acton-Acre is pioneering the scalp care industry. This article was published in 2021 and the brand was launched in 2019. That's 4 years before Monat came out with their scalp care product line. None of this is really relevant to the TikTok Shop conversation, but it does show that Monat reps overinflate their product claims regularly and they make shit up to paint Monat in the best light, even if it's not true. Stating that Monat was the first company to revolutionize scalp care is factually false, but facts tend to be irrelevant for people who are promoting MLMs.
Hair oiling. We've been on that for 10 years now, and it's like people are just getting into hair oiling, but we've been doing that back in 2014. so on and so forth.
I was also doing hair oiling back in 2014. Again, not new, not specific to Monat at all. I've been using the brand Moroccan oil on my hair for literally the past decade, as long as Monat has been around. Hair oiling, not a new thing. But again, her goal here is to try and make it seem like Monat should be credited for always being ahead of the trends, ahead of the times. And she's trying to relate that to what's going on with them being the first MLM company to be allowed on TikTok Shop.
Skincare, makeup, body luminizers. Like, I could go on. They are always setting trends, and this is just another one of those. If you've been watching from the sidelines what I do and you've had interest and you've just been waiting for the right time, or maybe you are already on TikTok linking products, even on Instagram, I promise you this is going to 10x everyone's business who's in this, and it's going to create so much more opportunity for those who are involved. So let me know if you want any more information. And
she said that Monat being allowed to sell through TikTok Shop is going to, quote, 10x everyone's business. So let's see if there's any merit to that claim. Let me show you exactly what TikTok Shop looks like in case you're not familiar. When you go onto the app, there's a tab along the top that says Shop, and this is an online marketplace where you can find all sorts of things, and different brands can set up their own storefront, very similar to Amazon. So you can go to the Shop tab, search for Monat Hair Care, all of these product listings come up where you can buy them directly through the Monat storefront on the TikTok app. You don't have to purchase through a Monat rep. You don't even have to go to the Monat website itself. I was noticing that the prices for these products on TikTok Shop are the same as they are on the Monat website. And the reason the reps are getting so excited is because they're used to getting a 30% commission rate through their compensation plan when they make a sale to a customer. And now they're able to get that same 30% commission rate when they make a sale through TikTok Shop. And here's how that works. When creators are recording and posting videos to TikTok, you can choose to tag products in that video. And because Monat now has a storefront on the TikTok Shop, you can tag Monat products. So the creator will be talking about a certain product in their video, and then right above their username, you'll see an orange shopping cart icon with the name of the product. And then at the very bottom of their video, you'll see a disclaimer that says creator earns commissions. If you click on that orange shopping cart button, it takes you right to the product listing. There's a button that says buy now. And if you've bought something on TikTok Shop before, it's already going to preload your shipping and payment information right there. And you can buy this product in, I think, literally like 2 or 3 taps. Just like Amazon, they make it extremely easy and very user-friendly for you to decide, I want this product and I'm going to buy it, and that process and that transaction is done in like 10 seconds or less, which is very convenient, but it's also very dangerous if you don't know exactly what it is you're buying or what you're supporting. Here's an example of what those kinds of videos look like, where they're trying to promote a specific product and then tagging it in the video for you to buy.
My favorite hair oil that transformed my hair from this to this is finally on TikTok Shop. You know that I only share things I absolutely love. I have tried this product for over 5 years now. It is my #1 best-selling product with my clients because it performs, also lasts so long. The longest my one vial of oil has actually lasted has been 8 months, maybe more. I use it once a week as an oil treatment. A little goes a long way because it's so concentrated. I can do a whole video on how to use it if you want, no problem. And it has been featured in publications like this for a reason.
I paused to look at these publications from shefinds.com and wellandgood.com. Have you heard of these? Because I have not. Also, one of these articles is 3 years old and the other one is 5 years old, so she had to dig back in the archives to find these. It's another example of trying to overinflate the image of the company to make them seem more legit so that you buy it.
It is a blend of 13 plus essential oils. Every single oil has a purpose. 3 of my favorite oils to highlight in this is Abyssinian, which is recognized for its incredible compatibility with hair, improve the hair, the strength of the hair, and your overall hair health. And then you also have Biridi oil, which is known in Brazil as the tree of life, that helps to moisturize and rehydrate the hair and skin. Finally, it also has meadowfoam oil in it, which helps hydrate the hair, strengthen the hair, and overall scalp health. Put the whole list right here so you can screenshot it and look at the ingredients yourself.
She said that the Rejuvenique oil product contains 13 essential oils, and then she proceeded to list 3 things that are not essential essential oils. Those are all seed oils, which is good. You probably don't want to be putting a blend of 13 essential oils on your scalp. That sounds like it would burn. That sounds painful. But it just goes to show you they don't know what they're talking about. They are spewing misinformation and half-truths. They're just saying whatever sounds best, and they're not fact-checking it, and they're hoping you don't fact-check it either. Just take their word for it and click the orange shop now button so that I can get paid. That's what they're hoping for.
A little truly goes a long way with this oil. Listen, I know it's a pricey, but trust me, the results and the amount of time it lasts, so worth it. Do you remember the video I did about hair structure and how most products just sit on top of the cuticle layer of your hair? This guy is proven to penetrate all 3 levels of the hair and work from the inside out. And most of us on the market are not made to do that. They will just sit on top of your hair cuticle. This guy is so good that so many companies try to copy it and mimic it. And I don't want anybody to get a fake, because you will not have the same results, I promise you. So it's extremely important to get it from a verified source. It's probably the #1 product I would recommend anybody to try. I linked the real one below. It's so good, and it is a must try if you are on a healthy hair journey.
What I really want to point out about this, and perhaps the thing that I think might become the most problematic, is that this is a Monat rep posing as an influencer. She's not an influencer. She doesn't create any content outside of selling Monat products. Her whole account is just her talking about her hair and trying to sell Monat to you. This is somebody who has signed up for an MLM scheme. They have paid money to be a part of this business opportunity, and she is working for commissions by selling the product and signing up more people underneath her. That's not an influencer. That's an MLM boss babe. And that's fine, except for she's trying to come across like an influencer, for better, for worse, you know? She's yelling into the camera, she's getting super close to it, and she's clapping her hands and over-exaggerated mannerisms and trying to get your attention. And of course, promoting this life-changing product that transformed her hair, and you absolutely need it and you have to buy it right now at the link below. This is influencer behavior, and it's annoying as all hell. But the main problem with this is that unsuspecting viewers who are just scrolling along on TikTok might not know that she's not an influencer. She's just an MLM salesperson, and that this is a Monat product that she's pitching. She never says the name of the product. She never shows you the label. She's holding it in her hand, but she's waving it around at the speed of light so you can't see what it actually is. And she's claiming that many other companies have tried to replicate this revolutionary product, and I don't want you to get a fake one, so I'll link the real one below. Those are all intentional strategies to deceive you, to get you to click that link before you find out what she's actually selling, and ideally get you to purchase it before you know what you're buying and before you know what you're supporting. We're to a point now in 2025 where it's a pretty widely held opinion that MLMs are problematic, they are harmful, they should be avoided. That tends to be the biggest hurdle that MLM reps have to overcome. When the potential customer learns that what they're selling is an MLM, they don't want any part of it. No thanks, count me out. So the reps are constantly on the defense. They're always struggling to get people to buy what they're selling, because somewhere along the line of pitching this product and completing the sale, it becomes apparent to the customer that this is an MLM and they back out. Well, not anymore. You can buy a Monat product through TikTok Shop with just a few taps and have zero idea that you just bought from an MLM. Oh, and this is an MLM company that also has a history of lawsuits of people claiming that Monat products made their hair fall out, by the way. You don't know any of that because you didn't search the company and you didn't find that information for yourself. You just bought it through TikTok Shop on an impulse purchase. For all you know, you just watched a video from an influencer. They were promoting a product they genuinely love and want you to have too. You see the value in it, you bought it, end of story. You just supported a predatory business model, and this Monat rep just made off with a 30% commission off of that sale, and you're none the wiser. There's a few comments on this video from people who are asking why this product does not ship to their country, and the answer is Monat is an MLM company that is only operational in a few countries. They do not ship worldwide. But it's clear from the comments that there are people that were convinced by her video that they need this product. They're expressing interest in wanting to buy it, and they're confused why they can't, why it doesn't ship to them. And that's because this MLM company doesn't exist in their country. So that leads me into thinking of the overall implications of this kind of thing, of an MLM company now being allowed to sell through TikTok Shop. I think this is a huge step back for the anti-MLM movement because it legitimizes companies like Monat and potentially other other MLM companies in the future, and it normalizes those kinds of products being sold in more common marketplaces. It's opening the door to the possibility of consumers purchasing from companies that they don't align with morally and giving their money to an MLM without their knowledge. It's another layer of deception. Because before this point, if you wanted to buy Monat products, you would typically have to have some kind of conversation with a Monat rep. There are multiple steps you would have to go through to arrange your purchase, and there'd be a lot of opportunity for you to see the red flags that this is an MLM before you actually end up buying it. But now you could just be scrolling along TikTok and this video pops up of this great nameless hair product, and before you know it, you've bought it. There's a lot more potential now for MLMs to hide amongst us and for their product pitches to be successful and result in a sale because the customer doesn't know that they're being pitched an MLM. And Monat's the first company to be allowed on TikTok Shop, but they might not be the last. TikTok might allow for more and more MLM promotion on their platform, which would make it miserable for the rest of us. And in saying that, when this news came out, I was like, wait a minute, didn't TikTok change their policy once upon a time to ban MLMs from their platform? And sure enough, I wasn't making that up. In December of 2020, this was kind of big news in the anti-MLM world that TikTok changed their community guidelines to say this. Under the frauds and scams section, it used to say, we do not permit anyone to exploit our platform to take advantage of the trust of users and bring about financial or personal harm. We remove content that deceives people in order to gain an unlawful financial or personal advantage, including schemes to defraud individuals or steal assets. Do not post, upload, stream, or share content that depicts or promotes Ponzi, multi-level marketing, or pyramid schemes. That's what the policy used to say back in 2020, and at the time that felt like a huge victory. Hooray, MLM content is banned from TikTok. You can't be posting it. Well, it turns out that that was actually a very hard thing to enforce, and it still happened all the time. People got away with it constantly. But now, after hearing that Monat's allowed on TikTok Shop, I went to go check the TikTok policy, and here's what it says in 2025 as of today. Under the frauds and scam section, it says not allowed is recruiting for companies that sell products or services in a pyramid structure through independent distributors, and then in parentheses they specify multi-level marketing or MLM. So now they've changed their tune. They used to say no MLMs at all, period. But now they're saying, okay, we don't want you to use TikTok to recruit people into your MLM, but it's okay if you want to use our platform to sell for your MLM, which is really such a shame because, again, this serves to legitimize MLMs and give them a place in our society when we really should be working to get rid of them. It's so disappointing to see TikTok going back on their guidelines, but I guess that's business, baby. If this is going to make the platform more money, then that's what they're going to do, I guess. It's really unfortunate. I want to show you what Monat's storefront looks like on TikTok Shop at this point. I'm filming this video on March 10th, which means that they've been selling on TikTok for 10 days now. At this point, the storefront has a 5-star rating from 5 different reviews, and these are really interesting and red flags to me personally, so I'm curious what you think about them. The first review to pop up says this: 5 stars. Monat Blowout Cream is a must-have for anyone who loves smooth, polished hair with minimal effort. It not only protects against heat damage, but it also enhances shine and keeps frizz at bay. If you want a professional quality blowout at home, this product is worth every penny. Interestingly, this review is dated February 26th of 2025, which coincidentally is 2 days before Monat even announced publicly that they were going to be launching on TikTok Shop. So that is very suspicious to me, especially considering that this is marked as what's called a verified purchase, which means that this is a product that was ordered by a customer on TikTok Shop who was then invited to write a review. It's important to note that you can't leave a review for a product on TikTok Shop unless you've actually purchased it, which is great. That's a good safeguard to have. But in this case, it kind of exposes that something shady might be going on. Why on earth is there already a 5-star review from a verified purchase on February 26th before the Monat storefront even launches to the public on March 1st? My opinion of that is that this is obviously a strategic internal review. Somebody affiliated with the company who knew that this is going to be happening beforehand wrote a false positive review in advance of launching the storefront so that when people come across the Monat storefront on launch day, they already see a 5-star rating at the top. Also, this review is written like a product description on a website, not like somebody's personal opinion of their experience with it. It not only protects against heat damage, but it also enhances shine and keeps frizz at bay. Okay, no real customer is writing this. Give me a break. And that's another concern I have, which is the potential for false skewed reviews. There's the ability for Monat reps to place orders themselves and to leave positive reviews that are obviously biased because they have that financial incentive to make Monat look good on TikTok Shop so that people feel comfortable buying these products product so that they can get a commission. It's reasonable to want to check the reviews on something before you commit to buying it, but in this case, there might be unsuspecting buyers who go look at the reviews and they think, oh, well, other people really like it, so it must be legit. But who's behind these reviews? Are they actual happy paying customers, or are these just Monat reps themselves posing as happy customers to make the brand look better? And interestingly, as of yesterday, March 9th, it appears to me that this already seems to be happening. I mentioned that there's currently 5 reviews of the Monat shop. One of those is the review that I just showed you, and the other 4 reviews are all from the same person submitted on the same day. On March 9th, this person gives 5 stars to the Rejuvenique hair oil, saying that it's her favorite oil ever, quote. Then she submits a second 5-star review, also for the Rejuvenique oil, this time saying, love this oil. Then she leaves a 3rd review for the Renew shampoo and a 4th review for the blowout cream, both 5 stars. And this is catching my attention for 3 problematic reasons. Number 1, why are there 2 separate reviews for the same oil from the same person? That automatically skews the percentage of 5-star reviews, right? You already reviewed it once, why do you have to review it a second time? You're saying the exact same thing, you're giving it the same rating. And number 2, one of her reviews says that this is her favorite oil ever, but the soonest you could buy this through TikTok Shop was March 1st. The estimated delivery timeline at checkout says this will be delivered between 3 and 5 days. So let's say best case scenario, you order this on the 1st, it gets to you on the 4th, and then only 5 days later on the 9th are you leaving a review saying that this is your favorite oil ever. I don't personally think that 5 days is enough time for you to trial a brand new hair product and make that determination that this is your favorite one you have ever tried. Especially when Monat reps are posting these side-by-side photos of their hair, crediting this oil for how thick and healthy and long their hair has grown over the course of months or years. You're not going to see these kinds of results in a 5-day span. And if this review is coming from a genuine outside customer unaffiliated with Monat, then I'd automatically kind of write off her review as being exaggerated because it's unlikely that she'd really be able to tell how well it works in just a 5-day period. But I don't think that's what's actually happening. I think that this is likely a Monat rep herself or a previous Monat customer. They've likely tried these products before, they already know they like them, or they're at least gonna say they like them and leave a 5-star review for the purpose of skewing the reviews in a positive direction. That's my opinion of what I'm seeing. And the third reason that I'm raising an eyebrow at this is that I'm assuming if you're able to leave 2 separate reviews for the same exact product, then that might mean that you bought 2 of them. I could be totally wrong about this, do not quote me. I have not bought anything on TikTok Shop before, so I don't know if this is how it works, but I'm imagining that when you open the app and you go to leave reviews, it probably has each item of your order itemized separately. Like, oh, you bought this oil, what's your rating? What's your comment? You bought the blowout cream, what's your rating? What's your comment? So I'm wondering if she was allowed to make 2 different reviews, then that might mean that she bought 2 of them. She had 4 products total in her order, which meant that she was eligible to leave 4 reviews on those products. And if that is the case, that she did buy 2 separate oils, that's even more confirmation for me that this is not a legit outside customer. This is somebody in Monat, okay? These oils are $105 each. No brand new customer just trying these oils for the first time because they discovered them through TikTok Shop is gonna spend over $200 on 2 separate oils. That just doesn't make any logical sense, but what does make logical sense to me is that Monat reps are intentionally buying products through TikTok Shop to be able to leave skewed reviews. And here's another thing I noticed that is definitely worth mentioning, and that's how many products the Monat storefront has sold at this point. It says here at the top that the Monat store on TikTok Shop has already sold 80 plus units of product. I don't know about you, but that was actually shockingly low to me when I saw it. I understand that they just launched 10 days ago, but that means they're selling an average of 8 products a day, which doesn't feel like that much at all. I expected that to be a lot higher. It shows here that they've only sold 21 of the Rejuvenique oils, and 2 of those probably went to this Monat rep leaving 2 separate reviews, so we can leave those out. The video I showed you earlier of this Monat girl promoting the Rejuvenique oil specifically, that has 87,000 views. 87,000 views for only 21 bottles of oil sold is not a good conversion rate at all. Like, by anybody's standards, that is a fail. And we're just talking about the views from this one video. We haven't even considered all the other tens of thousands of views that other Monat reps have gotten on their videos and how that has only converted into 21 sales for the company. So seeing this really bad conversion rate actually brings me a bit of comfort. Like, okay, maybe not as many people are going to be duped into buying Monat as I'm thinking. Maybe it's not going to be as tragic as I'm expecting because clearly they're not selling that much. And what they are selling is probably going to the reps themselves, if we're being completely honest. So maybe, just maybe, this is not gonna be as big of a step back as I'm worried it's going to be. We're just gonna have to wait and see. They did just start selling on TikTok Shop only 10 days ago, to be fair, so we'll have to wait and see if this gets off the ground or not. And the last thing I was wondering about is how this is gonna play out with repeat customers. Let's say somebody discovers the Rejuvenique oil through the TikTok Shop, they buy it, they like it, they wanna buy more of it. I'm assuming that they're not gonna go back on TikTok and try and hunt down that one video they saw from that one Monat girl and place the same order again. They're just gonna Google the name of the brand or of the product, and they're gonna figure out what their buying options are. And what are they gonna find when they Google the company name? Well, they might find videos like this one that uncover the company's criticisms, they might learn that it's an MLM, and they might therefore decide not to repurchase. Or they might just be directed to the company's website. Okay, you're clicking along, you're adding things to your cart, thinking that you're just gonna have a normal shopping experience. But then when it comes time to check out, you're gonna be directed to a page that looks like this. Okay, what's this? What's going on here? No, I don't wanna become a VIP customer and enroll in your auto ship program. No, I don't wanna become a market partner and build a business, whatever that means. I just wanna replace this product that I bought on TikTok. So okay, I'll just go over here and I'll click on the retail customer option. But then you get a screen that looks like this, where in order to be able to buy anything, you have to identify the Monat market partner who's gonna be earning a commission off of your purchases. So now it's crystal clear. If they didn't know before, now they can see this is a multi-level marketing scheme that they're purchasing from. And they're just here from TikTok. They don't have a market partner that they know, so they've kind of hit a dead end here. And this is most certainly a deterrent from buying Monat products in the future. I suppose if you were introduced to this product through TikTok, you could just go back to the app, click the shop tab, search for Monat, find the product you're looking for, and buy it through their storefront. But then there's nobody getting a commission for that purchase in the same way that there would be if you had bought it through one of the reps' individual videos where they're linking to that exact product, so they're able to get a commission. So now I'm wondering, is this actually gonna hurt market partners in the long run? They definitely see it as a good thing right now because they can essentially trick people into buying, but it seems to me that they've essentially lost the potential for repeat customers through this model. They don't have these people on the hook for an auto ship order. They don't know who these people are that have actually purchased through their commissionable link on TikTok. They don't have access to their customers' order history or their contact info. They can't follow up with them in the future to see if they want to make more purchases. All of the ways that you would acquire a repeat customer through the traditional MLM route are not there with the TikTok Shop route. There is no way really for TikTok Shop customers to be linked directly to a Monat rep anymore, other than that first initial impulse purchase that they made. That doesn't seem like a sustainable system to me, but I don't think the Monat girls have thought that far ahead about it. They're blinded by the hopes of all these sneaky sales they're gonna get from these unsuspecting customers who don't know what they're actually buying, which if you think about it, perhaps the sneaky sales are the only ones they're really getting these days. As I mentioned earlier, it is a struggle to convince people to buy things from an MLM. It's not lucrative, it ain't happening, so maybe selling a couple oils through your TikTok video feels like a huge win. That's more sales than you've gotten recently. Maybe that's why they're getting all excited about it right now, because this is more activity than they are used to seeing. And with that, that's everything I had to show you for this video and that I wanted to talk about. I think this is going to be a developing situation. As with most things on my channel, this is kind of how I end most videos. Like, I'm gonna keep tabs on it, I'm gonna keep a watchful eye over it, see what developments come of this in the future, because as with many things in an MLM, it's never as good as you think it's going to be. Is this really gonna 10x everybody's business? Are they really gonna make significantly more sales being sold through TikTok? We don't know. I tend to think that there will probably be an influx of sales right at the beginning, and then it's gonna taper off, and it's not gonna be as good as everyone thinks it is, as with most things in an MLM. But I'm extremely curious to hear what you think about this as well, because undoubtedly there are facets of this that I haven't considered yet. It's hard to know exactly what the implications of this kind of thing are gonna be. So let's continue the conversation in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of this. And with that, that's everything for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in my next one real soon.